Welcome to this quick video, which will test out a few tools that detect whether text has been AI generated or whether it's more likely to have been written by a human. Going forward, I expect a lot of teachers, maybe in the education sector, would be looking at tools like this. These tools will probably improve with time going forward, and they'll be checking to see whether something that you maybe produce, maybe the students produce, has been AI generated or whether they've done it themselves. So I've got 5 tools that I'm going to go through quickly and we'll see how they perform. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go into ChatGPT, which is obviously an AI tool, so it generates text for us. We're going to ask it this question or set it this task. Write a literature review with citations of approximately 350 words on a problem of churn and how it has been addressed using machine learning models. Now, the reason I've chosen this question is because I do have some text that I've written myself in the past on the subject. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare what ChatGPT produces, and then we're going to also use my text and we're going to put it in these tools and see whether they can tell the difference. So let ChatGPT generate this, and in the meantime I'll just talk quickly about the tools that we're going to use. So the first one is actually something from OpenAI, who are the same company that built ChatGPT. So they've got a classifier which checks to see whether something's AI generated or not. The other tools are GPT-0, a tool called AI Content Detector by CopyLeaks. Then we've got another tool by Writer, which is an AI content detector. And then finally, I've got this corrector app. ChatGPT has completed generating the text. So what we can do is we can come in here and we can copy this text. And then we can paste it into our first tool, which, as I said, is the OpenAI tool itself. So paste that in here. So we expect that this will tell us that this is AI generated. So I submit and the answer says this text possibly AI generated. Okay, so that's what we expect really. It's not the highest thing it could have given us actually. It could have told us that it was likely AI generated, which is even a higher percentage. But let's see what it says when we take my text that I wrote a while back. So if we select about 350 words, that's 366. And then if we go back to this classifier, add that in, it says it's unlikely AI generated. So that seems to have done the job really. It hasn't done it to the best of its ability because it should have really said very unlikely for my text, and it should have said likely for the AI generated text, but it's actually said unlikely and possibly. So it's okay, but we'll see if the other tools are better. So if we move on to the next tool, which is GPT-0, you can get that at gpt0.me. So if we start with my text this time, get results. Your text is most likely human written, but there are some sentences with lower perplexities. Okay, so it reckons that it's mainly human produced. It's unhappy with these last lines here. A low perplexity basically means it's a measurement of randomness of the text, and so the higher the randomness, I guess the better or the more likely it's been done by a human. So that's interesting. So that's still done okay, I guess, but I can assure you these were written by a human 100%. So now if we go back and we take the AI generated text, we paste it in GPT-0, get results. Your text may include parts written by AI. Again, it has missed out half of this. So the first half, it looks like it's happy with, and it's just the second half that it thinks more likely to be generated by AI. So I don't think that's done really well, actually. Yeah, I'm not that impressed by that. So I think so far the OpenAI classifier is probably better, because this hasn't really identified everything it should have. Okay, let's see how CopyLeaks does. So if we start with AI generated text, do a check. This is human text, brilliant. And it tells you, hover over the text, you can see the probability for humans, not super high, 74.8%. But oh wait, this is the AI text. This is the AI text, and it said this is probably human text. So it's got that completely wrong. Wow. So GPT's completely fooled this one. And then what happens when I give it my text? If I give it my text, we clear that and we put my text. It also says that's human text. And then it gives my text a much higher percentage. So it says my text is 99.9% probably written by a human. And then it gives GPT's about 70, I think it was 74%. So that's not performed that well either. So far, it looks like OpenAI's content detector is probably the best one. But yeah, I'm surprised that this is completely flopped on the GPT text. Right, let's see how this one does. This is writer. So there's a limit to the number of characters you can have. So let's maybe delete a few. Oops. Maybe a bit more. Okay, there we go. So let's analyze the text. This is the real human text. 100% human generated content. Brilliant. How does it do when we give it the ChatGPT text? Again, we need to delete. Delete some more. Oh, and some more. Okay, there we go. Analyze the text. 90% human generated. Dear me. "90% you should edit your text until there's less detectable AI content." Am I reading this wrong then? So it's saying 90% human generated. So it's saying there's about 10% chance, or there's 10% of the content which is AI content. Okay, so I guess maybe the way that's reported is not that great. So it's worked out that there's AI content. But yeah, again, still not really happy. Right, the final text is this one. Let's see if this gives us what I'm maybe really looking for. So this is corrector app. If we paste in ChatGPT, and then how do we actually run that? Oh, it's already run it. So fake 91.69%. Okay, so it's basically saying it thinks this is AI generated. It's got a 91% chance of being AI generated. And then if we turn around and give it my text, fake 0.04. So this is done really well, actually. I mean, it's cutting this at 300 words, but it's it's worked this out correctly. Because what it's saying is this has got 99, right, 0.96 chance of being real, which it is, and then it worked out that the ChatGPT text was AI generated. So this has actually performed the best, I think. The ChatGPT or the OpenAI classifier did pretty well as well, I suppose, but I think it copulated terribly because it thought that the ChatGPT text was human. I mean, let's just do that one more time just to make sure we make any mistakes on that. So we put the ChatGPT content. Declare it first. Put ChatGPT content. Do a check. And yeah, it says it's human text. So that I would not recommend. Based on this test, I mean, obviously you can test more text on this to see how it performs. It might be different depending on the type of text that you produce. So this is by no means an exhaustive test, but you know, it's if it fails on some text, then you obviously want to go ahead with the ones that at least pass on this test. So that one fails. This one I don't think is that helpful either, because it tells me that this is 90% human generated, which seems too high really for the text, so we'll get rid of that. GPT-0 wasn't too bad because at least it highlights the bit that it's worried about. But actually no, this wasn't that good, because for the AI text, it only picked up half of it. So it thinks all of this is not AI, and it is. And it also picked up bits of my human text and thought it was AI text. So I would get rid of that as well. So GPT-0 will get rid of that. So I would recommend actually using this corrector app, corrector.app. And I'm not affiliated in any way, shape or form with this, but from the quick test I've just done, this would probably be the best one. The OpenAI one I think is probably useful to just keep in the back of your mind as well, especially if you're running things from ChatGPT, because obviously they created ChatGPT. But the idea is this should really work for any AI generation. Anyway, I think we'll probably end the video there. Please comment and leave like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments if there are any topics that you want us to cover. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you on the next video.